Hi, folks. We're here, ready to go for the Chooch podcast. Me, John. I'm here. I'm kind of here because I have to be. Unfortunately,
You feel like you have to be. You're kind of chained down to the old pod and chain.
I mean, I just got to be honest with you. I haven't played any video games,
What is that?
so it's a little difficult to talk about them.
Do you have to have played a video game to be on the Video Game Choo Choo podcast?
I guess not, because I'm here.
Like, what if we found someone who's never seen any video? They have not played Tetris. They haven't played Pac-Man. We unfreeze a like Neanderthal and try to just shove a microphone in their face and get their opinions on video games.
I mean, I think that would be a novel thing, you know?
Yeah, like maybe you can come at it from that approach.
Okay. Hey, I'm Grug. How's it going? Solon, you're also here. Hello, Solon.
Hello, Grug. Thank you for having me on your Video Game Choo Choo podcast.
So, yeah, I don't know what this is about. I'm just a caveman who woke up like 30 minutes ago. I was chasing a mammoth, and then I wasn't.
What were the graphics like on the mammoth? How rendered were they?
Extremely. It was real. And Grug was going to eat the mammoth, use the pelt for some clothes, maybe. Use the tusks for new weapons. All different kinds of stuff you can get from a mammoth.
Just a full crafting sim, huh?
Exactly. So Grug does see that you all have been playing some Ark Survival. That's pretty similar to what Grug was up to before getting frozen in the iceberg.
Wow! I didn't know, Grug. Wow! Thank you for your time on this interview. I didn't know that you had played Ark Survival.
No, I just watched some YouTube videos. It's not that big of a deal.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. You just kind of flicked through on your cell phone and.
I mean, YouTube makes a lot of sense to cavemen because, we had like the fire. We would look at the fire and then come up with a story. That's pretty much the same thing. YouTube is pretty much the same thing.
It just kind of auto plays to the next fire after you finish the one you're on.
Yeah, exactly. And we would do the whole like the cave paintings. That was something that we did too. There's all kinds of stuff that we got up to. That's just like YouTube. I mean, the cave paintings are like Twitter, basically.
That was your Twitter. You just use it to talk to celebrities and rail on your other cavemen.
Yeah, Grug is so sick and tired of hearing about all these celebrities, though. It's so frustrating. I've had enough of. Everyone had an opinion about when Will Stone slapped Chris Rock.
You walked right into that one. Incredible.
I've had enough of this. All right.
Oh man.
But no, yes, video games. Like I said, I haven't really been playing much. You know what? All I've been doing is just playing friggin' Ark Nights when I'm not doing something at work. I've just been at work constantly. I haven't had a day off. So in a hot minute because someone else called off work, so I've been having to cover. It's not that big of a deal, but
Thanks for being a bro out there on the front lines of arcadedom.
Mm-hmm. Solon, I know you've been playing quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us some of the stuff you've been up to?
Oh yeah, no, I finished the full on playing all the Namco games. I talked about this 2 weeks ago, and finishing that was a large project, maybe bigger than I expected because I started to realize that since these are older games. A lot of the research that I do when I'm picking like what kind of games I want to play is I'll look at How Long to Beat, which is the website that shows you how long games are. All the users submitted their like in-game time for these games, and the in-game times are recorded entirely based on when you're like playing the game, and so like cutscenes, setup, any kind of like other systems that are part of the game just aren't counted in that.
Okay,
and so. I'm playing like Ace Combat 5 and the game is like definitely 12 hours long. And the time to beat says it's like 5. Because, yeah, I guess technically you're only flying for like 5 hours, but if you die on a mission, if you fail somewhere along the way, it's going to take you back 30 minutes. And all of this adds up to like, this game's way longer than that. This is a long game. It's got meat to it.
There's
but yeah,
meat and potatoes.
There were a lot of potatoes. The big high like sterling moment was getting to play Ace Combat Zero, which I was not ready for. Like all the Ace Combat games that we'd been playing, they have a lot of like cool stuff inside of them about flying a plane that feel like Top Gun. They feel like you're some bro and you're flying your cool jet plane and everyone kind of just respects you for that. And then there's a big global conflict that's happening around you. And Ace Combat Zero decenters all that and has it being about everyone else around you. And it makes this big, it actually makes like an ensemble like thing where you're more interested in all of these other characters and what they're up to than necessarily what your part in a bigger war or a bigger conflict is. And Ace Combat Zero goes to all of the big dramatic beats that I was hoping the series would get to. And it does it in this really cool way where every like 10 missions or so, they'll just give you a full FMV documentary of the game itself, as if it's like a historical document.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there's just a guy that's like interviewing all like you shoot down squadrons of pilots, right? And then immediately after that, you get an interview with the people you just shot down going, damn, that guy really was the best. And then trying to like recenter all of this into the larger global combat conflict where they're like they are contending with having been grounded. These are people who thought they were untouchable because they're in a big jet plane, being sick, cool guys, and everyone below them looks like ants. And then you show up and you ground them, and they go, "Damn, I'm a farmer now. I quit my job being an Ace Combat. This guy shot me down. I'm a farmer now." And like you see that happen with like a bunch of different squadrons, and it's cool. It's like everything that I wanted from Star Fox 64, but I never got anything more than that from that series. And so like every new group that shows up in Ace Combat Zero is like the next Star Wolf group, and you're like, oh, here we go again. And it all while the like global politics are happening around the game, it all leads up to this big climactic event that is historicized as being like 30 years ago. But it's it's still this big novel event where like you get a whole bunch of the ex-pilots that you were fighting. They'll collaborate against you and form a crew that is A, mad at you, and B, despises all borders. As their philosophy, they say, we want a world with no borders. And it's like, damn, when a bunch of jet planes get together and say they demand a world with no borders, it's kind of hard to argue against that. You're a plane. Yeah, I guess you don't need borders where you're going, pal. There is some like roots to what ends up becoming like some very big anarchistic energy in the Ace Combat series. And Zero hits those beats. It hits those beats hard. And it's like cool as hell the entire way through. And so, game of all time.
That's great.
And yeah. I guess for playing it, this is the PS2. This is what this was on. This whole like the trilogy of Ace Combat 4, 5, and Ace Combat 0. All three of those have this control scheme where every single button on the PlayStation 2 controller is pressure sensitive, right? So you squeeze the button and it'll do more and more. It it controls in this beautiful way. If you ever get the chance to play this on PS2 natively, you can emulate it, and it emulates pretty fine. But if you get it on the console, you to fly your plane and to like get into afterburners, to get your plane turning as tight as possible, you have to squeeze the motherfucking controller. It only responds when the buttons are pressed all the way down. And so I'm playing this game and I'm like trying to make this really tight turn, and I'm getting close to the wall. I'm getting closer to the wall, and I'm like squeezing the shit out of this controller, and it just barely clear a wall or the ground that would, hitting any of those. That's game over when you're a plane. They hate the earth. Planes hate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I was very surprised and excited to get to just to remember that, the PS2 controller is a weird machine. It's a weird little guy. The jump from PS1 to PS2 it's more than just the dual sticks that are like the big new thing.
I sure do love the PS2. I've been trying to get back into it, and it is a very neat little machine. Getting that lovely bundle from a friend of mine that I paid a whole lot less than those games were worth, and just having this like big swath of PS2 games now. It's like I have fucking Raido Kuzunoha 1, I have fucking Phantom Brave, I have Gitaru Man, I have Chulip. Like PS2 has some stone cold classics, and a lot of them are way too expensive.
Oh yeah, a lot of stone cold classics. That was why, like, finding Ace Combat 0 of all things being one of them is like, oh wow. I also came back and I played We Heart Katamari, which
that's the one that people say is the best one, right?
So I played through all of them, and We Heart Katamari is not only the best one, but also just the best game ever. And it's not because the mechanics are all that much more different. It's just the way that game uses the Katamari system to kind of build like playful spaces and a variety of them. It just hits all of these different beats in ways that none of the other Katamari games bother, because they're trying to do other things. So Katamari Damacy is a game where you're a ball and you collect a whole bunch of objects. You try to get your ball bigger and bigger, like a snowball, until you start, grabbing up people, grabbing up whole city blocks, and then your dad, the king of the cosmos, says, "Oh, great Katamari, you suck, son. Give me that ball," and then he throws it into the cosmos and turns an entire Earth city block into a planet,
as you are to do,
and as you do, and there's a lot of little plucky story beats that go along with this. But We Heart Katamari, instead of focusing on like any of the distractions that would be like, oh, what does it mean to be rolling up these city blocks? No. We don't care about that, and the people on Earth don't care about that. All the people are actually very excited to be a part of this Katamari, and they want you to do it as big as possible. And so they support the entire project, and they support it so much that the people kind of like give you different objectives constantly, and none of the other games do this. This game is full of like, I want you to, I have scattered out a whole bunch of origami cranes. Can you pick up 1,000 origami cranes? And they just give you a world full of cranes at all different sizes, and you're trying to pick them up in this like classroom setting. And it's like, oh, this is cool. This is a very stylized thematic level that I get to play in that's not like anything else. And none of the other games do that. So you don't get like, hey, we're going to literally make a snowball and we're going to put it on a snowman, and that's the end of your level. And you take as long as you want on this project. You just need to make it the perfect size to fit on top of the snowman. Don't make his head too teeny tiny.
You got to do your best. You got to make a good snowman, or else Dad'll be upset. I'll be upset. So we got a lot of news going on. We can touch on some of that here. The big wild news that went down recently. It was pretty surprising. Like I think we were all like, I was getting ready for bed when this dropped. Um, so it's pretty wild here. Um, Square Enix has sold off their stakes in IDOS and Crystal Dynamics, and pretty much just like all those like studios, their western side. They sold it over to Embracer Group, which is basically the folks that bought like all the rights to the old THQ stuff and like a lot of other like smaller studios. I think they also own Gearbox now. Um, a lot of those folks. Yeah, they sold that off to them, and there's two supposed reasons why this occurred. The first one is, of course, because Square Enix still thinks that crypto is a good idea. So they they are planning on putting that money that they made from selling the stuff, which also they were losing money here. Like I think last year they lost like 200 million or something on the Avengers, which was the Crystal Dynamics game. And so they sold all this stuff for like 300 million, which is a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty cheap get for stuff like Deus Ex and Tomb Raider and Legacy of Kain and a bunch of other things. Embracer owns Gex now. So Square Enix did say that they are keeping some of their assets from those. They are keeping Just Cause and Life is Strange, and that's kind of it. So the games that were making them money from those studios. But yeah, so they sold off their Marvel rights. They sold off all those games to try to buy crypto. And there's also been some talk from both Jeff Grubb and Greg Miller and some other folks who are in the know that apparently Sony was at the very least planning to buy Square Enix. That was perhaps their big purchase that has been alluded to recently by a lot of rumor spreaders, rumor talkers.
Those darn rumor talkers.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is just like such a weird mess.
It feels like it. It doesn't feel great to see all of these cool games properties that were with Square Enix that they weren't going to use at all. They were just kind of sitting on them just to get repackaged and sold to another holding group to, I guess, kind of, it feels like they just do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, Embracer's not going to be making a Gex game, It's not going to be on their radar.
Yeah, they did say that they are planning on making a new Deus Ex already. They have already said that. And I mean,
sure.
of course they'll do like the big stuff. They'll make a new Tomb Raider, Crystal
I feel like
Dynamics
Square Enix did that song and dance also and kind of just plotted it along.
Crystal Dynamics is also working on that Perfect Dark reboot, and they are still going to be doing that with their new leaders. It just seems very strange.
It does. And I mean, this seems like this is what the big AAA gaming scene is going to look like for a little while, is these groups just kind of buying up IPs and making it, just getting smaller and smaller and making these bigger and bigger purchases. I don't know if that results in things that are necessarily healthy for games.
No,
I don't feel like it does. I don't know. What do you think about this ongoing trend of like, it feels like a very like hyper capitalist moment is what it feels like.
It definitely is. Like this whole thing is just a big mess, and for Square Enix specifically, I don't. Their whole situation is very frustrating because they have a lot of great IP, they have a lot of great developers working there, but it definitely feels like they expect gigantic profits or it's not worth it for them. And, like, yeah, Avengers flopped. Don't get it twisted. But, stuff like Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, like, did well. It just didn't do, like, insanely well. So they don't see it as something that they should put money into. It's dumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, they'll bring on Yuji Naka and, say what you will about that whole situation. But, they'll give him a short leash. And then he'll be like, why the hell did you give me a short leash? And they'll be like, well, because. And, it's just odd. The
right.
whole thing is just odd. Like I don't know why you're grabbing him up if you're gonna be doing that, but sure. And they want Final Fantasy numbers for everything, and like I feel like if Final Fantasy 14 wasn't as big as it was, if Final Fantasy 7 remake wasn't as big as it was, what the hell would be going on at Square Enix? I have no idea.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and it's not like Square Enix is foreign to the idea of acquisitions and selling stuff. I mean, it's in their name. They are the merger of Square and Enix. But that still feels very different from this, which is just like this passing of, future projects around IPs that it doesn't feel like anything's going to happen out of them. And so, yeah, I'm not sure. The other part of this is that when you have these big buyouts, usually that means that staff gets turned over in a lot of big ways. And that can usually mean that people from those big projects end up making their own studios. They make their own stuff. And there's stuff that can come from that. I'm trying to think of like a silver lining, some kind of like way that this works to make better video games.
I have no idea. Probably not.
I don't know. What do we have from the Embracer Group that has filled people with excitement for Embracer Group properties and games?
I mean, Battle for Bikini Bottom.
What? No,
that was them.
An upscale.
But people liked it. I don't know. It's
sure.
Weird because, like, I don't know. Like, they did specifically point out that, like, they plan on making the money back from this acquisition without making any new games in the next few years, just from, like, selling the old games on, like, Steam and shit. So this was a no-brainer. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. They actively don't have to do anything. They just have to be like, hey, guess what? Deus Ex is going to go on sale on Steam again. We're gonna make our money back. It's
that's
it's fucking weird. This industry is fucking weird. Video games. Speaking of weird announcements here, that kind of have something to do with new games and kind of don't. The founder of Hangar 13. I said Hangar 18, like the song. The founder of Hangar 13, Hayden Blackman, is leaving the studio. We do not know what he is going to do. But the Nick Baines, who joined in 2018, is now taking over as studio head. This is particularly interesting news because after Mafia 3 seemingly underperformed, even though, people did really seem to like it, it did underperform a bit. Kotaku is saying that the team is now making a new Mafia game, some sort of prequel. But without these studio heads, we will see where it goes. I guess the CEO also left, Matthew Urban. And again, we have no idea where they're going. Blackman was in charge of a lot of Star Wars stuff in the past, and since there's so many Star Wars games like being made, getting passed around to different studios, maybe he's going to go work on one of those. But who fucking knows? It's a weird time.
And so they're working on the new Mafia in the meantime, yeah? With
someone is
totally different team. Somebody is.
Yeah, the Mafia, the Hangar 13 folks are making a new Mafia, but the folks that created Hangar 13 are no longer there.
Huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's a strong group. Mafia 3 is an incredible game, and the people that made that are this is one of the few moments, the times when, a testament to the leadership being strong within that studio, to be able to put something like Mafia 3 together and be strong enough to actually pull it off.
All right. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. And there's been a lot of weird Ubisoft news lately. Because apparently the studio is like gearing up to get acquired as well, but the Guillermos are trying to drum up their own capital to just buy out Ubisoft so they can be sure to have it, so that way nobody can buy them out instead of all that stuff. They're trying to protect their brand, if they will. So yeah, of course, there's more acquisition talk with Ubisoft. That seems to be a pretty popular thing these days, of Ubisoft getting bought out.
Desperate.
Someone trying to buy them out, and then the Guillermos being like, "No, don't do it. We want it. It's ours."
They so want to be bought out, though. They're playing hard to get.
I have no idea. It's bizarre.
And so they're announcing that they're making games to kind of play up and drum this idea, like, oh no, we're not. You couldn't afford us. We've got so much happening over here.
Mm-hmm.
When they obviously want to be bought up, that's like they need that so bad right now.
Yeah, and
they're looking for the little bailout golden parachute moment.
And one bit of information here that has come out is that the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, which was originally being done by Ubisoft Pune and Ubisoft Mumbai, is now being done by Ubisoft Montreal, which is the team that made the original game. Now, obviously, probably not the same people, because you know how game studios are. People are rotating in and out, but it is the original team. The original names are making that remake. I don't know. It's a weird time because I don't know. It feels like nobody really cares about that remake. I haven't seen anyone talking about it, which is kind of weird because like I know how many people love Sands of Time, like those original Prince of Persias.
Yeah,
not the original.
GameCube. Incredible game.
Yeah, those the reboot original, which is very funny to think about, where it's like
I was gonna say, like, this has been rebooted before.
And then it almost was rebooted again, but that's just Assassin's Creed, so who fucking knows? Right? It's weird. I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying, God, what a weird industry over and over today, because that's just how I feel. It is just a weird industry, and we're all just kind of sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? What? Huh? Okay.
Uh-huh. This is one of those times when there's just so little happening, but so much at the same time.
It's all just smoke and mirrors, it feels like.
Yeah. And so any kind of trickle of like news that you get seeing behind the big curtain is like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So we're just out here left like, so are y'all making games? Okay, get back to us when you do.
Maybe. Somebody's making games.
Here's an announcement. You got a release date. Well, hold on now.
Something's going on. Is it something we could talk about? No. All right.
Announcing Prince of Persia. Yeah, I'm sure that remake's going to really keep Ubisoft moving. I bet that when they get acquisitioned, that Ubisoft Montreal is definitely going to keep making Prince of Persia.
Yeah, something. Who fucking knows? If they get bought out, yeah. Ugh.
Yikes.
No fucking idea. One more thing here. Microsoft is gearing up to hit real hard with game streaming. They are going to be releasing some sort of streaming device that will let you just play Xbox games without a console within the next year. That is according to a Jeff Grubb and VentureBeat, of course, because that guy just knows everything. Grubb says that this will be kind of like a Roku device, and you'll be able to use cloud gaming and also any kind of streaming movies or TV platforms. So, you'll be able to buy this and use like Netflix or Disney Plus, etc., etc. They are also working on an app for smart TVs to let you use cloud gaming as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so they are letting folks use streaming to play Xbox games. They are also letting people play Fortnite in browsers already through cloud gaming. So this is just like a taste of what is to come. So
Fortnite in browsers is such a specific hell for me. As someone who works with middle schoolers.
Oh boy, it's time to do that, yeah.
Ah, crap. I don't need middle schoolers playing Fortnite in their browser. That's sick as hell, but also, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, come on. This is just more stuff for teachers to have to block on school grounds and all that.
The battle continues. This is my Soul Calibur is blocking kids from playing games on websites. A tale of swords and souls eternally retold. I had a really good one this week. I had to block a website that was internal virtual browser, but the virtual browser just had quick links that were half of them were broken, and half of them said like things like, here's the games tab. You open up a virtual tab inside of your browser that itself is a smaller browser.
Oh boy.
And the tab is claimed to have every Game Boy Advance game that you could just emulate right there in browser. And none of those links worked. But it was like,
that's sick as hell.
Yeah. It was under like some kind of website that was like games2learn.xyz. And I was just fascinated clicking through this, like, oh yeah, I'm blocking the hell out of this. But before I do,
let me go on it myself.
Let me load up Dr. Mario real quick, see if this actually runs. Nope, it doesn't. That's fine. This Pokemon Mystery Dungeon run? Kinda. Impressive stuff. That's like the way smaller version than Microsoft doing a streaming only console, but it's kind of similar. That if you can get bootleg websites that are natively running emulators inside of them, I think Microsoft can put together a streaming only console. Just don't play rhythm games on it or something, you know? Like, I don't think we're there
fighting
yet.
Games. Yeah, there will be latency issues here.
Uh-huh.
There will always be latency issues when you're doing streaming stuff. So, you know, this will never fully replace a good old console. Nope.
But it's a good idea. It's a good idea for Microsoft to keep moving, because this all points to, like, when you have a streaming device like this, it's kind of genius. Even more so than Netflix, than music streaming apps, than anything like that. It's kind of more genius because you are inherently getting a lesser version than what you could be playing on something that's like an actual computer or a box. What does that all point to? That points to Microsoft products. Like, yep, I like this little streaming device. This is nice. I can play little story games here and there, and platforming games. Those won't be difficult to do. But if I want the real experience, I gotta get a box, gotta get a Microsoft box, gotta get a something like this. It kind of makes sense.
So, what else is going on with you? What have you been playing? What's up?
Oh man, I mean, speaking of Microsoft, so I haven't been playing anything else. I just got done with all of these big games, playing all the Namco series, and kind of getting to the end of that, which might, you know what, I haven't even said it yet. My whole conclusion on the Namco franchise is that Namco, badass game company, makes a lot of very surprising games, and they transition into the modern era is very strange for all of those franchises, but usually for the better. The newest Ace Combat 7 is wild, is very cool, is just a big bombastic kind of game. We don't have a new Ridge Racer. The newest Soul Calibur is not quite there where Soul Calibur 2 used to be. It's still a little overdeveloped, a little like hyped up complex. But the heart and soul of that game is still there, and it's exciting to see in a big a big type of production. So the Namco games, the history is rock solid. They started out as this big arcades kind of like company, and they've ended out where we're at right now in Namco, within Namco Bandai, is that heart's still there.
Of course.
That heart's still there, and it's really cool to see. And so that's the end of that. Right now, I'm looking forward to the future, though. I need to start getting back into the game, and I've been kind of lusting over the Xbox Game Pass. They just put out their new additions, and I mean, these are all games that if you could stream these on a Roku-like device, just something you stick in the back of your TV, holy shit, this would be cool. They've got a couple of different games. They just added Bug Snacks, and so I was like, oh shit, I finally get to play Bug Snacks. This rules. But the new games that they just added, they added Loot River, which we talked about last E3 in one of their games lineups, one of the summer games or something. Loot River is like a top-down game that's got very fast action, beat 'em up style, where you're a little sword guy running around. But the catch is that you control your character moving around where giant bosses are trying to slap you out of the sky. Kind of got this like Souls-esque epicness feeling to it, where it's like, you're a little guy, these are big things, they hit you once, you're going to be obliterated. But your defense, your best way of escape is that every platform beneath you that you're standing on is like movable. On a river. You can move the platforms underneath you in any cardinal direction as long as they can move in that direction. And so all of these platforms end up shaping themselves like little Tetris blocks. And you move these blocks like a Sokoban puzzle underneath you to solve puzzles, like to move forward, to fit the shapes into ways that can make it so that you can move platforms forward along the river, or B, to complicate combat. And it makes this beautiful little dance where you're trying to not only orient yourself in space, but you're orienting the space around you. It looks sick as hell, and the only thing is it also looks like you need to be a giant brain genius to play this game, because I'm like watching people play Loot River, and I'm like, how are you doing this? How are you moving your character and also these big blocks at the same time to keep yourself advantageous against these giant enemies that are doing everything, like all this cool shit, burning the platforms underneath you, so that you have to transfer over to a new platform constantly. They're jumping into your space to attack you, and it's this like very scary feeling. I keep asking people, and they go, I don't know, and it's hard. This is hurting my brain. But yeah, no, it looks very cool, and I'm excited to see it now finished. That it got to the place that it was trying to get to this whole time. A cool concept. The other two, the newest ones on the Xbox Game Pass, is Trek to Yomi, which is a black and white Kurosawa side scroller, but very, very serious. So it kind of reminded me a lot of Muramasa, Demon of the Fleeting, what's the
Demon
subtitle?
Blade.
Demon Blade. Yeah.
Now that's a game.
That's a game. Good one. Trek to Yomi also just looks, instead of being that like cool like arcadey feeling that Muramasa has, it looks like it's just really clean and tight, and all of your controls that you have for this side-scrolling slasher, unlike I'm thinking about like Messenger and other modern Ninja Gaiden type experiences, that Trek to Yomi is about very like tight conflicts with other swordsmen, and translating the kind of like Sekiro type experience where it's very tight, like you're clashing blades back and forth, translating that into a 2D style. And so it both looks very retro and dated while also feeling very fresh, very, very modern. And so I've been watching people play that game too, and been like, oh, Trek to Yomi looks so cool. And so both of those are games, Loot River and Trek to Yomi, are like, this is the shit. This is something I'm gonna chew into for an hour or two. And then there's this third game, Citizen Sleeper, that just dropped like 2 days ago. And this is the one where I've been looking forward to this for the last year in a big way. It's a cyberpunk story-driven game where you're going to roll dice to see if you actually get to do any of the things you do, kind of like Disco Elysium. But it's about taking down corporations, and it's the full like cyberpunk type of thing where you're trying to get all of your friends into a situation where you're not being oppressed by these big ass corporations. Got me. Every time I see people playing it, it's just like, this is the other thing that I need in this right now.
Yeah, you're like the fourth person I've talked to about this game. Yeah, one of my managers at work is straight up like stoked to play it as well. So
really good.
Yeah,
good. I was kind of hoping that they would get that rub from Disco Elysium, that people who really like that game, they'll see this and be like, yes, I want more of these kinds of experiences, because I want more people to have those kinds of experiences. I know that my friend Morat was playing it and ended up playing it, one of those games where it's like, well, shit, it's 4 a.m. now, huh? Okay, well. And they just said, they suckered me in. I just like helping people in a dystopia. And I was like, God, I need that. I want that sentiment right now. That sounds awesome. And so just all of these beautiful games that all just came out, like, these are all literally like 2 days ago. And so I saw that, and then I saw the email in my email that just said, your Game Pass is up. And I was like, come on, man. Why now? So yeah. Games may not be good on the AAA side, but on Devolver side, these small distributors on the fringes helping people get their games made, like, there's some good stuff in there.
There is some good stuff out there. I haven't played any of it.
Nope.
I'm so behind. I was thinking yesterday, I was just like standing there at work like, fuck, I haven't even finished Ace Attorney.
Oh, really?
I haven't.
Oh, no.
I'm so behind everything.
You can't be mad. Like, this came up for me too with the Uchikoshi games. Those games are long.
They are. I mean, I did
long.
I'm glad I finished AI at least, so that way I could buy the sequel and then not finish it for 4 years.
That's fine. You don't have to finish these games. They're long, and they'll be just as good when you pick them back up as they were. I promise. You're not going to miss a step. You're going to pop back into that game when you have time, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, Ace Attorney. Good.
I want to game more.
Speaking of Ace Attorney, I actually got to play more Ghost Trick.
That's a good one.
God, I talked about it 2 weeks ago. We were about halfway through the game. Now I'm at the end. Like, the next time I get to play it, I'm gonna hit the ending. The game just keeps getting better, and it's kind of scary.
It's good.
It doesn't flag for a second, and not only that, it like just keeps accelerating, getting better and better. And I'm ready for this big ending to blow my mind, because they just keep like revealing things that tie up loose ends. Like, oh shit, that all relates to the very first like ghost tricking that we did, and which is exactly how Ace Attorney works too. And so it's got that same satisfying pop to it. But all of these loose ends they're tying up all lead to like very specific, like bigger mysteries. And it's like, oh no, they're gonna get me so good by the end of this.
They are.
Unfortunately, everything will be explained.
It's good. It's super good. I'm excited for you to finish it.
Yeah, Missile's still great. What a
Missile
good dog.
is great. Yes.
What a great dog.
Great dog.
Just thinking about that little guy. And, like,
Great
wow,
dog.
you're a goddamn fucking superhero, dog.
It's a little legend. All right, we got 2 more bits of news here, and then we can wrap it up. Another short one this time. Can you believe it?
I can. I was once we got Grug in here, kind of gave me the wrap it up symbol, the signal, and I was like, yeah, no, thanks, Grug. Good producing and directing for your first podcast.
So Activision is getting sued again, but this time by the city of New York.
Woohoo! Stay winning, New York.
Yeah, so they are suing to make Activision reveal documents for potential wrongdoing. They're saying that the board and Bobby Kotick cost company value, underselling the publisher to Microsoft to escape liability.
That's plain on its face what happened. You can sue for that.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, New York City is trying to get them in more trouble, which is good.
Good. You should. That obviously looks illegal, and I'm glad that there's a way for an entire ass city to sue for that.
Mm-hmm. The suit says the speed with which Kotick moved to not just set an offer ceiling, but to execute an agreement was to be expected. Not only did the merger offer Kotick and his fellow directors a means to escape liability for their egregious breaches of fiduciary duty, but it also offered Kotick the chance to realize substantial non-rateable benefits. So, yeah, it's they are trying to shut that shit down, which I approve of.
I'm just imagining all of them in Activision just being like, "Oh shit, you can sue for that." Wait, a whole city can sue for that? Ah, crap. Ah, jeez. We're really in it this time, aren't we? Yeah, these lawsuits are going to keep happening for a little while because there's just, when it comes to corporations as big as that, a lot of people are invested in them, including whole cities. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's quite a few more lawsuits considering that how many different large organizations have fingers in the pie of Activision Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
And to like kind of gloss over it, they just announced Overwatch 2. They like put some trailers out. It's so sad. It's so sad. Activision 2 looks, or Activision 2. Overwatch 2 looks like booty butt cheeks.
It does.
The same game again. They took their little exe file and they changed the name from Overwatch. They right-clicked it and renamed it Overwatch 2. And they're trying to repackage and sell it. Did you see that they lost like 99% of their streaming platform after the first week?
That's not a surprise at all.
No, they had people playing the beta and streaming it, and then suddenly nobody streaming it. It was a complete nosedive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think everyone got the idea. I hope so.
Yeah.
I want people to enjoy their little Overwatch video game. It's the cutesy Pixar TF2. That's great. But like, this is obviously a scam. There's no way to support Overwatch 2 like, not in esports. Like, it's not a wise investment because it's just the same game. So you might as well just stick with the first one. Not in gameplay or game style because it's just the same.
I don't know. It's gaming. I just hope that Activision gets fucked over, and that's it. That's all. I just want to see them get fucked over. It's a fun thing to watch. Mm-hmm.
Nope. It is. There's something that's just like, this is what we've been waiting for not just like a short amount of time with all of these the Kotick allegations of all of those coming out and surfacing in a big way. No, this has been in the making for decades. I still remember being in middle school and being like, fuck Bobby Kotick. Fuck Ricky Booby. Hate this guy.
Yep. Last bit of news here, if we're also going to talk about things that we've been looking forward to happening. Unions took to the White House recently.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so the main folks that were there, the Amazon Labor Union was there. Christian Smalls, the leader of that, was there.
Yeah, that guy
Um,
rocks. What a legend.
Dude was wearing an Eat the Rich jacket in the
Mm-hmm.
Oval Office. That's pretty baller. Um, and some other folks from other recently unionized s- places, like Titmouse. The folks that have done a lot of really fantastic animation, they recently unionized, and Paizo, which was a game studio that recently unionized. I think that was like the first major union uh unionization effort in America for a game studio.
Okay, yeah, Paizo. They did the Pathfinder series.
Mhm. Yeah, so they went and met with Biden and spoke during the one of the recent Senate budget committees, um talking about what was important for union organization. Um it was a good show, the folks from Paizo, for example, I think the representative from Paizo was Alex Speidel, who I'll just read this quote here. Being able to discuss CWA, which is the current like games union effort, um their campaign to organize game and tech workers and to share the incredible work being done by the United Paizo workers and our team of freelance writers is truly an honor. It is my hope that the administration continues the support of workers who are organizing to join unions in all industries. They're able to take this momentum back to CWA and continue the Code CWA campaign. Every worker deserves a union, and I approve of that.
Yep.
See this video of a variety of talks on C-SPAN and all that stuff, which I saw LV was watching some of that stuff, and she did point out, funnily enough, that C-SPAN basically has like Twitch options. Like you could just like make clips on C-SPAN, and just like you can make like trim clips on Twitch.
Yeah, when I saw that was like a functionality on C-SPAN, I was like, "Oh, this is how all the news organizations do this. This rocks.
Yeah,
This is way easier than I expected."
It's useful, like straight up.
Yep. YouTube's almost got that. It's almost finished, but I didn't expect C-SPAN to have that kind of functionality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching some of those the interior discussions happening, and Smalls fucking rules. Just very professional. Took the whole court. Took his space and spoke for all of the workers. Just all workers across the board. Representing them in a way that was so good. And there was only like, I don't remember. It was like 5 representatives inside of the House itself, including Bernie Sanders. There was like 5 or 6 people in there. They were the only people there. And the like 2 or 3 others that were there were just to be there to be like, actually, bosses should have rights. And it was like, why'd you even show up?
Yeah.
Why'd you even, you came in here to try to make your point that was like, well, bosses are important because they bring jobs. They bring jobs to my state, and my state needs these jobs bad. And if and it's like, bro, who does those jobs? You've got one boss. There are workers here, and they have rights.
Who is actually working? Come on. Yeah.
Who's actually doing the work here? Don't forget. Don't get it twisted that the boss is the person bringing the jobs. Like, no. They're one guy, and any jobs they bring, those are being done by people.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. Yeah. Every one of those clips that were just like some very like overbloviated politician trying to say that actually it's Amazon that needs these rights, that not workers don't need rights, Amazon does. Like they're looking like they just all looked like super sunburnt and crispy and very flaky white people. Looked like they looked like Metal Gear Solid villains is what they looked like. They looked like the people that they don't get to be the boss fight. They just get to be like the guy that dies from shitting their pants halfway through the cutscene that had like a bomb implanted in their stomach, and Snake has to try to save them, but then they're like, sorry, Snake, I didn't respect you as a laborer, and then they die from shitting their pants. Anyway, that's the plot to Metal Gear Solid 6. Thanks for coming.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Just talked to Kojima about it. It was a good talk.
Yeah,
don't know who's making it, but
yeah, I mean, he knows though, but he's not making it.
Yep.
All right, we did got one question, and then we can wrap this up. If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You know, sound like this person right here. Overwatch 2 question. Are you a blue map now becoming an orange map, or do you consider yourself an orange map now becoming a blue map?
Oh man, the rage just started pumping down. That's such a good question. Should I, while it's storming in my home, can you explain the context of that?
Well, we did briefly mention it, that Overwatch is changing up their lighting, which they're trying to tout it as a big new change, but all they're doing is they're making all the nighttime and like darker levels be like super orange, and then all the orangey bright levels are dark now, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all of it.
So I feel like I would be a blue turning orange just because it's funnier, and it's very stupid.
Right, it so is.
And nobody's gonna notice it really, because they're just gonna be like, "Oh, I've been on this map already. I don't care."
The John Machonsky classic experience. Now orange.
I'm orange now, folks. How's it going, everybody? Real nightmare scenario. Real dumb. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I saw the comments along these. Like, even the most reactionary gamers that aren't really, privy to things, like little Twitter comments from kids, like they don't necessarily know all the effort that goes in making these games. They look at this video of it and they go, I like the night levels better. Why did you make the night levels day levels? And it's like, well, they don't want blue to become orange.
Gotta do something, I guess.
Just across the board, night levels. They're great. Making these day levels night levels, that's a great idea. Making these night levels day levels, that's a terrible idea. Just even the most gut wrench not gut wrench, the most gut reaction to this, just people like who are big Overwatch fans are still looking at this like, wait, all right. What? It's the same level. He didn't change anything. I think to answer the question, I could not. I'm already blue. Could not change into that. I think further. So that's I would have to become orange.
I don't believe it. I think so. When I think you would be the only level that was blue that will stay blue. That's my opinion.
It will become bluer. It's just darker.
Yes. I approve of this. It needs to stay blue.
Yeah, just a weird way to announce that all of the same levels from the first game are in the second game. I know they have new levels. Like that's the other part of this, is that they have new levels. They just decided to show everybody this big video that was like, hey, all the same levels are there too, but we changed which time of day it was on the map. It looks like something that took like a minute and a half to do, when I know this was a hard thing to do, to change all of the lighting inside of these levels that are pretty much baked in. Like, they did a lot of work on this, but it looks so cheap. Yeah,
for what? Like, hard work for what? Yeah, that just feels like the Blizzard thing, where it's just like, yeah, you did this. I don't know why you did it, but you did it. Thanks, I guess. Nobody's gonna notice it. I hope you got paid well. You probably didn't.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very bizarre. Very bizarre. Alright, well, folks, I guess that'll do it. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to support us, you can go to our website, videogamechoochoo.com. We recently posted a new article by Walker, where Walker talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! It wasn't me this time. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, it's so good.
It's a good article, though. You can follow us on Twitter at VGChooChoo if you want to keep track of what's getting posted. We also have our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. I know folks are going back to Tumblr, so hey, we've been there.
Welcome back.
We've been there.
We missed you.
Yeah. You can reblog our stuff on there as well. Reblog, not retweet. Think about that. Facebook page.
Would you consider Video Game Choo Choo to be a Tumblr sexy man?
You mean Kurt? No. Kurt's just a little guy.
Not Kurt. Kurt's a little guy. Yeah. Kurt's a nice little guy. But what about the original Video Game Choo Choo guy? Like that conductor man with the big face?
You mean the fucked up face train thing? No.
The face train thing. No, I think that could be a Tumblr sexy man.
I hate the face train. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, the face train sucked. But absolutely also,
not.
What if it was a Tumblr sexy man, though?
I disapprove. No. Facebook page, facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. youtube.com/videogamechoochoo. We have a Twitch, twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. I don't know if we're doing anything on that. Who knows? We'll see. If you really like our stuff...
I'm not telling.
Oh, okay. If you really like our stuff, it's patreon.com/VGCC. If you want to give us $3 a month, you'll get access to Unlimited Railworks, our anime podcast, a whole week early. And, we've actually been pretty good about posting that, mostly because Maverick's been doing it, not me. Thank you, Maverick.
It takes all of us.
It does. It takes a village. Discord, thegamezone.zone. Type that into your web browser. You can come hang out with us. We're posting, we're talking, we're chatting, we're hanging out. And of course, thank you for our music, our theme song. Just crush off of the album Magic is Real by Melt Channel. You can go listen to their old stuff at meltchannel.bandcamp.com or their new stuff at magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. It was Bandcamp Friday. It's not anymore. So you're going to have to do it next month. If you're going to do Bandcamp Friday, you got to do it next month. I'm sorry, everybody. Or you can still buy it. Who knows? So where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me. I'm streaming every night on Chorby SP. And so you go to twitch.tv/Chorby SP and you'll find a delightful little universe all in itself of a bunch of video games constantly being played. You can find me on twitter.com/Chorby SP. That's where I make my really unhinged takes. And that's all. That's where I'm at right now.
You can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. That's it. That's all I'm on. That's it.
Well, you can also find us on the Discord. That's where we're always at.
Yeah, that too. Always just hanging out, posting, saying dumb shit.
Posts have been good lately.
All right, well, that should do it. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Bye-bye.